a plan, you tend to get sidetracked by just about everything, right? So it's important that you plan your career as carefully as you plan your life and your day and your future. So, what are the key question here is what is GES and why is self-discovery the first step to personal career and life success? The Graduate Employability Skills Program, that is a GES program, is a transformational training experience designed to equip young people with the mindset, skills, and confidence needed to excel in today's competitive world of work. So if you live in Nigeria, you know that things are quite interesting. The job market is very, very interesting. I'm sure just about everybody on here has sent out a lot of applications. Sometimes you're not even getting any responses. So one of the things you should understand is that even though you go on there like on LinkedIn, I expect most of us here have LinkedIn profiles, right? You go there and then it looks like everybody's doing so much, everybody's just doing something, everybody has all these huge titles and all these things they're doing. Most often than not, it is a a very, very carefully planned thing. These are people who have defined who they are. They've discovered what path they want to go on. And so it looks like they've crafted everything. And then you're just there looking, where am I supposed to start from? How are these people doing all of this? This is what we're going to teach you. We're going to teach you about self-discovery. And we're hoping that by the time we're done, in another year or 2 years, you should be one of those people with that huge profile as well. So we're talking about self-discovery. What is self-discovery? It is the foundation in this journey because you know you cannot build a successful career on confusion or guesswork. So it's like, oh, today everybody should learn tech. So you leave whatever you're doing, you go and learn tech. Ah, no, tomorrow is not tech. It's not tech that is ringing again. Now is analysis, business analysis. Oh, you go and learn business analysis. Tomorrow you're doing power. Like, calm down, figure out a path, right? So what we're going to do by the time you're done with this and the test that you're doing, there's a little bit of a self-test, like questions you're going to ask yourself by the time we're done with this. We are hoping that when you do that, you would have discovered yourself so that it will help you shape your communication and your confidence. That is your communication of who you are and what you're about, right? And then perform better in your interviews, you align with employer expectations and provide direction for your career and path. So what is understanding? So for you to define yourself properly and to self-discover, you must understand your true self, right? What is your true self? Your true self is the most authentic version of who you are. That is who are you? Who are you? Who is Faith? Who is Precious? Who is Paul? And who is Fatima? Who is Aisha? That's the person. Who are you beneath the expectations of the society, beneath your own self expectations, beneath the pressure, beyond the fear and the need to impress your colleagues, your friends, your peers. Who are you? It is a part of you that is shaped by your core values. That's your natural strengths, your passions, the things you believe in, and the things that genuinely matter to you. Your true self is not just your job, it's not your role, it is not the fact that you are the first child or the last child or your father's child. It is who you are. It is that person, that version, that person, that part of you, that version of you that is will be more confident, will feel more clear and fulfilled when you are truly aligned. That means what you're doing, what you're seeking to do, and the things that you actually hold here, when all of them are in alignment, then you found your true self and then you've met some kind of equilibrium. When you get to that point, then you understand and you're able to build a meaningful career and a successful life because there's satisfaction in everywhere. It's not just one part of my life is aligning, the other part is not aligning. And for people who live in any part of the world, to be honest, it's not just a Nigerian problem or a Nigerian thing. We all need to have income. We all need job satisfaction. We all need career trajectories that make sense, right? This is what we're going to help you do today. So there are 4 key discoveries that will change your life forever in the area of your career. And I think when you listen to this, don't think of it only as your career. Think of it as your entire life because these things, the same lessons you learn here can affect and can be put into, it has applications in other areas of your life. So what are you discover? What are the four key discoveries? First, you have to discover your strengths. What are you naturally good at? What do people often praise you for? What activities make you feel energized? For example, are you a good communicator? There are people who have so much charisma, and when they come, they're able to simplify very complicated concepts. That's why when you were in school, you probably had those guys that took tutorials, people who came and they thought things that the lecturer had spent weeks teaching and nobody understood. People were able to simplify it in how many minutes and it made sense, right? Are you a creative person? Are you a problem solver? Are you the kind of person that you come and you're just able to give direction? No, 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 this is the best way to go about it. So you find that when you're in groups, you tend to just, everybody wants you to lead. Oh, you can go for a session today and they just, before you know what is happening, they've given you leadership mantle. That is one of your strengths, right? Or you're the person that, oh, no, 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 I want you to come and anchor this program. You're there, the one cracking jokes at everybody, and everybody relaxes because you're talking. That is something that you have. Think about it, leverage it, use it well. Discover your personality. What does your personality, what does it mean? The personality influences how you work, the environment where you thrive, and the type of careers that fit you. So there are some people that, like, if you work against your personality, right, it just creates tensions and frictions because you're constantly doing things that do not come easily to you. That's why they say if people who find what they love do not work a day in their lives. So there's like four different kinds of there are four classes of career personalities. There's the analyst, and the analyst is a logical and detail-oriented person. Like they are those accounting type people that are able to call you, no, 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 no. In paragraph 2, section 3, paragraph 4, the constitution says that blah, blah, blah. Or one accountant that is telling you, no, 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 the exact sum is this amount and this amount. And if you minus it by this, we all know people like that, right? They are very analytical. They are able to break down very complicated things because that's just how their brains work. And then the creative just wants to make things interesting, like they're innovative, they're able to bring solutions to things. Oh no, I think we should approach it this way. Oh no, they are very expressive, they know how to break down. You see, all of these people are very strong in their own ways. Don't forget, this personality type, there's none that is bad, there's none that is weak. It is just about the way that we were created. Do you understand? So like so there's the creative, the expressive guy, the guy who turns everything into a song, the person who is able to remember very interesting concepts and break it down in very interesting, engaging ways. Then there's the organizer. These guys, they do well in administrative roles. They are the ones who are structured and they are efficient. They make sure the system runs. They're the guys that do operations best. Oh, they are the back row every day. They just have a smile and they come. And you see those guys at the back, the office is running smoothly. They're just there smiling and doing quiet work. They are like the donkeys at the back of the thing carrying the heavy load, and nobody really knows what they are doing. But if they are not there for 2 days, everybody notices them. Then there's the helper. The helper, these are the guys that do the engagement, the ones that go ahead and talk. They have personality, they have charisma, they have people. They are the ones who are able to solve. Oh, like they do really well front desk, they do really well people facing roles. Like, oh, they are the spokespeople, comms people, they go out there, they are able to just flow with just about everybody. As I'm talking, I want you to keep thinking. Everything I say, please try to think and think through your personality. Think through the things that think come easy to you, right? Okay, then the next thing you need to discover is your values. What are your values? Your values determine how you behave. They determine what motivates you. They determine what you cannot compromise. So some people have very, very, very strong value systems, and some people do not. But you see, so that's the thing. We think they do not, but it's not that they do not. They just have not found the things that they are keen on, or they just have not touched the things that, like, everybody just has those things that are very, very, very important to them, right? Some people, it's integrity. No, I do not compromise my standards. This is what I've said, I've said it. Some people, it's accountability. You see that boss that says, oh no, when I send you, come and give me a breakdown. It is not because they are difficult. It is because one of their value systems is accountability. And for us, And for everybody trying to find a job, these are things you need to know. What are the things that are important to me? How do I go? Okay, am I accountable? When I do things, am I innovative? Am I excellent? When I have something to do, is one of my key values excellence. When you give work to an excellent person, you see it in everything that they do. The way that they take time to touch the little details, that excellence, what is important to you? What's your purpose? What are the things that motivate you? What gives your life meaning? What do you wake up for? What do you want to do? What impact do you want to leave upon this earth when you leave behind? What are the things you want to solve? Do you want to attend to world hunger? Do you want it to be that, look, in everywhere that you go, you want to serve people? Is that what you want to do? Or do you want to be, oh, I am that tech person that just uses technology to simplify life's problems? What are the things that motivate you? What is at the core of you? What is your joy? What is your purpose? What do you want to do? And then once you're able to figure these things out, all of these things, that is your strengths, your values, your purpose, and your personality, all of them, they come together to form your personal value proposition. That is, who are you at your core? Who is Marvel? What is that thing? What is that Marvel flavor? What is that thing? What is that Mohammed flavor? What is that Fatai flavor? What is that thing that you bring into every conversation? That is your personal value proposition. What is that thing? What is that edge you have? What is your unique selling point? What is the thing about you that is different? So for when you bring this now, we're talking about career. So we're going to bring this into your career again. Don't forget that while we're here, in as much as most of these things we're saying have applications in other areas of our lives, our primary focus for today is your career, right? So look at this. Look, can you all see the illustration? It says, what does the market need? What motivates you? What do you have to offer? If you can answer all of these three questions and you can get one thing, arrive at one thing, that means you found your unique value proposition. It is made that so your strengths, your values, your personality, your purpose, they all give you your employability edge. So if push comes to shove, who gets the job? So once upon a time, somebody said a story about two guys who went for IT to an oil company. One guy will go to work and he will wear his headphones. He will do everything that needed to be done. He performed excellently. The other guy went to work, performed excellently. But when it was time for lunch break, he was the guy that was gisting with everybody. So he was the guy that would go for lunch break and then sit with the MD and they're eating and talking. He was the guy that would sit with the guy in accounts and he could just have a conversation with everybody. He just had a thing. He had different levels of relationships with everybody. With this person talked about this, with that person talked about this. This other guy during lunch break, he put in his earphones, ate, and then went to his desk and performed excellently. By the end of their internship, there was one slot. Of course, it was the guy that was friends with everybody that got the slot. And this other guy says he went home and he thought about it for a long time. Why wasn't it me? Why didn't they choose me? I performed well as well. Guess what? He might have done that, but he had no edge. There was nothing unique about what he brought. He was just a very well-oiled machine that performed his tasks. There was nothing. Nobody could speak for his personality. Nobody could speak for his value systems, for his strengths, or his purpose. Just that, okay, maybe his strengths, because, oh, he knew how to do the work. But then again, he was competing against somebody that also knew how to do the work. So each and every one of us needs to determine what's my unique value proposition. Every morning you wake up and you're going to your job, your work, you should find out, what am I bringing? What am I doing? And then let that shine through all that you do and the workplace. So why does self-discovery matter? Why is it important for you to find your unique value proposition? Why is it very important for you to know what your strengths are, your purpose is, your value systems are, and your personality is? 6 reasons. One, it helps you make better career choices. It boosts your confidence and your self-esteem. It eliminates confusion and indecision. It helps you find your passion and unique path. It guides you in creating meaningful goals, and it leads to a life of fulfillment and impact. Why? Because you're not working against your natural inclination. You're working with, in alignment with the things that come easy to you, the things that you enjoy, the work that gives you meaning, the work that makes you wake up. The Japanese call it your ikigai. You're able to find that thing that wakes you up in the morning. You're happy to prepare to work because you know that you're doing work that resonates with your very essence. So there are four dimensions of self-discovery. I think now we understand why we should discover ourselves, why we should be, why we should find work that aligns with what we are about, right? And now that what are the dimensions? This means that number one, when all of these things have aligned, you have self-awareness. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know your patterns. Nothing can really move you. And you know the interesting thing? It's not just you that knows these things. The people you work with know it as well. This is one of the reasons, this is one of the things that gives rise to personal recommendations. So you hear that, oh, somebody worked with me. Oh, I like this person. Tomorrow, somebody's looking for someone to do that service. And they say, no, 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 call this person. I like how this person does this thing. Why? Because it's not when you shine, you do not shine only for yourself. You shine for your world. You shine for your colleagues. And it just leads to bigger things. So what's your then you also another dimension to it is your self-identity. You know who you are, you know your values, you know what defines you. And again, it also means that other people around you also see the same things. Whatever you see, remember, it's not just for you, it's for your world, it's for your career, it's for the people you would work with, your employers, and hopefully maybe one day your own employees as well, right? They understand your values and what defines you. And so the kind of work that comes to you is the kind of work that is an alignment with you. Have you worked in places where they will say, no, this person, nah, let's not give this person this particular task. This person's value systems will not allow them do it. I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If you can get to that point, that means you have reached a very high dimension of self-discovery. It boosts your self-belief, your confidence in your abilities. Because remember, again, you're not working against your natural inclinations. You're working in alignment with your natural inclinations. So you have confidence in the things you can do. When you say you can do it, you know you can do it. And naturally, when you find this, you tend to have a growth mindset. When you found your self purpose, you found like you've discovered yourself. There's a growth mindset that involves because every day you're growing. You're growing in a very it's like a well-watered garden. Like your brain is a well-watered garden. Your life, your career is just where everything is just in place. And then of course your self-purpose, which to me I think is one of the most important. You know why you exist and you know what you want to achieve. For you, it's not just, oh, I go to work, I get paid, I go home, I hate my job, I hate my colleagues, I hate my existence. That's a terrible way to live. That's not something any one of us should aspire to, right? We should all aspire to work that is fulfilling and that makes a difference in the world that we live in. But again, now we cannot talk about the positives without looking and balancing it. All these things I've said, I know they sound really good, and but they're not exactly easy, right? Because there are certain barriers that come when you're trying to discover yourself. And so today I'm going to tell you a few things. Now I'm going to tell you a few ways to break through. But first, before I do that, let's talk about the barriers, right? What are the barriers? There's a fear of failure. Oh, what if I fail? And Nigeria is so hard. There's negative talk. People will tell you, oh no, 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 Nigeria is hard. Leave all those things. I'm sure as I was talking, some people were already thinking this woman does not live in Nigeria. She does not know how these facts are. My dear, I live in Nigeria. I understand it. I understand it like you do too. Yeah. So there's the fear of failure, there's the external pressure, there's the lack of guidance. So external pressure is you're thinking, oh my God, the calls are coming. People are asking you, give me this, give me that, give me that, give me this, give me that. And then you're feeling, oh my God, I'm not performing so well. There's a lack of guidance as well. Some of us do not know. Some of us have never even heard these things I'm talking about. Some of us do not have any clear cut structure of anybody telling us what to do. And then there's the lack of there's a low self-esteem. I go on LinkedIn, I'm seeing my colleagues, people that I went to school with, they are doing fantastic things, or at least they appear to be doing fantastic things. So I start to think of myself, what am I even doing with my life? Why is my life like this? These are the things. And if you find yourself in this circle, it just draws you down. And it just reduces and takes away from you, and then comparing yourself to others. Now, on the flip side, I'm going to tell you how to break through them. So, for fear of failure, how do you break through? You celebrate your wins, big or small. Yes, it is true that this is scary, but at least I was able to get this. Yes, and this guy has gotten his PhD, but I just did a course, a certification. Yes, no problem. Yay, it was hard, but I went through it, right? Big or small, you celebrate. There's a promotion. Yes, the salary cannot afford you to buy a private jet, but yes, it was a promotion. You thank God for that and you move on. Then external pressure. Instead of benchmarking people, you benchmark the skills. So it's like, oh, I like the fact that this person can do this. It's not that, I like how this person's entire life is. I like the way this person communicates. I like the fact that this person's breakdown facts has gotten them there. So how do I get there? Now that is where you start to do your self-development. That is where you start to get your chat GPT. Thank God for chat GPT. Before it was so hard, you had to go to different places to distill information. Now chat does it for you in how many seconds. So now lack of guidance, you seek guidance, you seek mentorship. Okay, I'm struggling in this area. Who has won in this area? Who seems to be doing well in this area? Humble yourself. It's not a big deal. Come, how did you do this? Ask questions. How did you do this? And I want to get into this space. Make those calls. All those guys that we laugh about on social media, shoot a DM and tell them what you want. Tell them you're trying to do this, and then let them advise you. There's no big deal, there's no pride. Low self-esteem, find a community. Are you struggling with something? Find a community inside there. You people, oh, we are all learning this thing together, but you encourage yourselves. You fail, you get up again. Find a community. Compare yourself to others. Stay focused. Focus on your own path. When you compare, you bring yourself down. It disempowers you. But when you stay focused, as you stay focused, every little win you get, you celebrate it. You stay more focused. So it's like a very, they call it a righteous circle, virtuous circle, yes, virtuous circle. Beautiful things as you just keep fueling yourself based on your strengths. And now we're getting to we're rounding up. And after having heard me talk for God knows how many minutes now, there's some things that I want you to think about. I don't know, I'm sure most of you do not have your pens and papers, but Faith, if you can hear me, please, is it possible, even just this slide, to share some of this with them? Yeah, I said this, even if you're not going to share the entire slides, is it possible to put just this slide in your what do you call that thing again? In the WhatsApp group, this particular slide, the self-reflection. Okay, okay. So these are the things I want you to do. I want you to think about you. Who are you? Who are you about? Who okay, so I'm talking, I know Faith, I know Marvel. So sorry, forgive me. These are the examples I'm going to keep using, right? Faith, who are you? Who at the core of you, who are you? There's yes, we see a beautiful young woman who is talking and killing it in the this thing, but who are you? What are the things you want? What do you want? Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to be known as? What is your brand? What is your who are you? What are the things that wake you up? What's your ikigai? Ikigai, like I said earlier, is your reason for waking up. What wakes you up every morning? When you wake up at the core of you, I'm not talking about what your fears are. There's a distinction between what your fears are and who you are. Most of us are driven by fear. So you know, okay, I know that if I ask you who are you, you say, I'm not a poor person. That is your fear. That is not who you are. Do you understand? Ah, so who you are is not what your what they call it is not your fears, it's not the things that bother you. It's who you are, who you want to be at your core. Take your time, distill, like remove all the fear and get to the root. These are things that if you do not do, you will just keep going around in a circle. But if you're able to distill these things, this slide, right, it will help you chart a way forward. What are your strengths? What are your strengths? Think about it. Are you okay? Do you understand technology easily? Are you able to grasp interesting? So some people, if you come for me now, for example, I don't do numbers. If you bring numbers, except there's naira or dollar or pound to it, I don't do numbers. But then there are some people that you come and you tell them something and they've already worked out, oh no, that will be 77%. Okay, how did you do that? Ah, so if you are one of those people, that's one of your strengths, right? You're very, very numeric, like you have fantastic math ability. You're able to just you're, you know what? You're able to break down things. That's fantastic. What are your strengths? What are your values? Yes, most of us in Nigeria, our values are prosperity. We want to be rich. Yes, that's a fantastic thing to have. But beyond that, what are your values? What are the things that you bring? What are the things that you hold dear? What are your non-negotiables? For this, I cannot negotiate. So in the workplace, I will do my work. I will not chop money that is not meant for me. Is this a value? Is this an important thing? And for an employee, every employer wants you to have that particular value of honesty and integrity. Do you understand? Very, very important for every employer. What is your personality type? Are you an analyst? Are you a creative? Are you an organizer or a helper? Think about it. Don't think, and please, when you're doing this, be honest with yourself. Don't think about when you're answering these questions, do not answer from what you want to be, because that's aspirational and it may not always be based on truth. It's answer on what you are, on what you've heard, the feedback you've heard before now. You can even ask other people. Don't aspirational is good, but use the time between bridging where you are and the aspirations you want, maybe a long time. So start from where you are. Who are you right now? What is your personality type right now? What is your purpose? Are you one of those people that wakes up every morning driven by something? And for some people, it's religion. Some of us who are religious will tell you that God said to me that I am the this and the that. Fantastic. For you, that means it's easier. But for some people, they don't have that level of revelation. So for them, you have to break it down. What is my purpose? What really gives me joy? What do I really want to do in this world? Why am I even here? I know it sounds very complicated. So don't go and start from why am I here? Start from the small, what gives me joy? What do I want to see? What do I want to do? When you solve that one, eventually you might find the part that why am I here on earth? That's because that's a very, very hard one to figure out. And then fill in. So Faith. Faith is going to share shortly the personal clarity blueprint. Or do you have it there? Is this something I think we're out of time. So please, if you share it with the on the WhatsApp group shortly, I want you to go through that blueprint. If you take your time, it's a very short document. It's just a few questions, but it just helps you understand. It helps you. Yes, I can see she shared it already. It helps you analyze and break down these things that I've been talking about. And if you truthfully and honestly answer those questions, by the time you're done, you're going to know, you would have finished your self discovery. You will know who your true self is, and you will know what career paths fit you and how to define who you are in your career and where you want to go. And in concluding, I would say that you cannot build a successful career on a confused identity. Why? Because every wind that passes will catch you. Today, na tailoring, no, you will go and enter tailoring, you find out that you cannot cut a straight line. Then tomorrow somebody come and tell you that no, it's not tailoring again. No, everybody's a virtual assistant these days. Then you go and enter virtual assistant. But the problem is that the people you're going to be doing gigs with, maybe they live in America, you are in Nigeria, sleep is your best friend. Good luck with that. So find yourself, right? Don't be confused about your objectives. Don't be confused about where you want to go or what you want to do, because clarity begins with discovering who you truly and really are. So sorry, there's some quotes that I was supposed to tell you that I forgot to talk about. The journey into self-love and self-acceptance must begin with self-examination. Until you take the journey of self-reflection, it is almost impossible to grow or learn in life. So you must do that. So please, I beg of you, do that personal clarity assessment, and it will help you. And then the last quote is that your vision will become clear only when you look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, but who looks inside awakens. Because looking outside, you're just going to be distracted by everything and it's so big. But when you look inside yourself, you start to awaken to, oh, I actually have an inclination to do this. I find this easy. I find this difficult. Why don't I work with my own strengths?
I think a lot has been said on this webinar, so I don't want to waste any more time. I just want to leave you all with it, right? Everyone says, you hear every now and then, oh, there's no job in Nigeria. You know, yes, we know that the job market is competitive, it's tight, right? But most of the time, the real issue is that many graduates don't actually have the skills that employers are looking for, right? And that is what this GES program is all about. The GES stands for Graduate Employability Skills, right? So here at Terra Skills, we don't want to just, pack your head with the theory. We want to equip you with the practical side, those skills that companies really want you to have. And as my colleague said, beyond the training, we don't just leave you on your own. We practically hold your hand throughout your journey, from the learning to your placement in organizations. We want to ensure that you're fully prepared to secure a job at the end of the day. And that is exactly our aim. So I want to advise you all, right? This kind of opportunity, many graduates are looking for it, right? But we want to give it to you. So I urge you all to take this step, invest in yourself. Don't look at the money or the money.